Hello everybody! What's up? My name's Andrew, my pronouns are he, him, and today I'm joined by a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, nice to meet you. My name is Jiwan Park, aka Rookie. I'm Andrew's best friend from Korea.
What are your pronouns?
He, him, his.
And how do you identify?
I am gay.
Same. So, where do you live right now?
Currently, I'm living in Canada, in Toronto. Yes.
In Toronto?
Yes.
Where were you born?
I was born in Korea, in Busan.
In Busan, South Korea.
Yes.
How old were you when you moved to Toronto?
I came here about 4 years ago, when I was 22 years old. Yes.
Okay, you moved there for college, right?
Well, I wanted to study English. That was my main reason. But then I kind of fell in love with Toronto. So I wanted to go to college, and after I finished my school, I wanted to get PR, permanent residence. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Alright, cool. Let's talk a little bit about what it was like for you as a gay Korean. When did you realize that you were gay?
I'm not sure, but I've been sensing that I like guys when I was really, really young. Like even when I was like 8 years old, cause like on the street I thought, oh, that guy is really handsome. Oh, that guy is really hot. But I didn't realize that I'm actually like guys. So when I identify myself as a gay, probably when I was 20 years old, 19 years old. Yeah.
20 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew for a long time too, but I didn't come out until I was 22 years old. So have you come out yet?
I came out to my friends in Canada and a few friends in Korea and one of my family member, but not parents. No.
Not your parents yet. Understandable. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
About coming out?
About your parents?
Right now I'm not planning to come out to my parents until I get job or until I get like I take care of myself. Then maybe I'm ready to come out to my parents. But right now I'm not planning.
You want to wait until you're independent?
Yes, yes.
So one question that I really want to ask you is, what experiences have you had with gay culture and other gay people in Korea?
Well, when I was in Korea, like, I don't know, I feel like people don't really think that there's gay people exist. So, for example, I was in high school and I was in the boys' school, so there's all male guys in the school, like thousands of guys. And because I'm tiny and short, kind of cute. so
cute,
a
yes.
lot of guys came to me, like touch me or put me on their laps, or they hug me. You know, they don't care about that. You know, if a guy do that in America, it's a like, kind of big deal, right? But in Korea, like they don't think about that kind of stuff. So
in Korea, it's just skinship, just regular physical affection between friends, right?
but like right now, I feel like it's more like the gay culture in Korea is kind of different. So people are trying to not, you know, touch other guys. Kind of trying to be careful.
Interesting. Have you experienced any sort of gay culture in Korea that's like a pride parade or a gay club or anything like that?
Oh, actually, I went to Korea 2 months ago, and my friend told me that there is a gay area in Busan, and like my city is like really, really far from Seoul. I heard there are a lot of gay club or gay street in Seoul, which is Itaewon, I believe. I'm not sure, but Busan is really conservative city. Sorry. So I was like surprised because there is gay area in Busan, and one of my friend recommended me to go there, so I went there. It was like a just general gay bar, you know. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
nothing special.
Nothing special, just like a little bit surprise. Yeah.
Okay. So for you personally, what was the most difficult thing about being gay in Korea?
Everything I would say, because I can't be myself in Korea. I always have to lie or have to hide something, and even I went out with girls a couple of times, and even like with my friends, guy friends, they're always talking about girls, right? So I have to like agree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, oh yeah, I know girls are like this. Yeah, and I have to kind of pretend that I like sports or computer game. You know. Yeah, it was a. Yeah, I can be myself.
You had to pretend to like computer games to make yourself seem straight?
Yes.
Interesting. So right now you live in Toronto, Canada, right?
Correct.
Okay, so how has your experience been living as a gay man in Toronto versus Korea?
Well, it's a long story. I didn't thought, I didn't think Canada would be this liberty country. You know what I mean?
Liberal?
Liberal country, yes. Sorry about my English. So when I came here, like I have one story. One of my English teacher, she, like during the class, she's like, my girlfriend and I, blah blah blah. My girlfriend and I went to trip, or like she talking about her girlfriend, and I was like, what? What did he say? What girlfriend? Then how can she like be so honest in front of her students? How can she like so proud of herself? And it was like kind of culture shock. I don't know, like it was like wow. And I noticed that I wanna be like her. I wanna proud of myself. I wanna be who I am. So
So it was a good shock, not a bad shock.
yeah, it good shock. Yeah, that was like kind of starting point. Then I like realized, oh, maybe this country can provide me to be like who I am, who I want to be.
And were you able to do that?
And actually, like a month later, I text her. Even though I know that she's gay, I can't really come out because I never done that before, and I was still afraid. So like a month later, I was like, oh, I want to do that. Like I'm gonna do that. So I text her that, oh, hey, I've been thinking about this long time, and I can do this. Blah blah blah. I'm gay like you, so this is my very first time coming out. So blah blah blah. So I text her long text, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you. Yeah, like, you're gonna be fine." And then she gave me a lot of good advice. So since then, I was starting come out to my friends in Canada, not in Korea.
That's really great. I'm glad that you had such a supportive teacher. However, what's the most difficult thing about being gay in Canada?
Difficult thing. I don't know. Like I feel like it's such a perfect place to be gay. You can even hold hands outside. You can kiss. They don't judge. But there are some people still have like what is like homophobia people out there. But like most of people are really nice. They support gay people. Yeah, I don't see the negative things in Toronto.
That's really great. So what are the positives of being gay in Canada?
As I said, you can be who you wanna be, and the best thing was I can go out with my partner, and I don't have to worry about like other people. I can hold his hand. I mean, I've never kissed outside or public. I'm kind of still nervous doing that, but yeah, I think just personal,
That's
yeah,
very
it's a personal
understandable.
issue. Yeah, so you can be who you want to be.
And you know, there's nothing that says that you have to kiss in public or show PDA. Do whatever you're comfortable with.
Mhm.
So we talked about the positives of being gay in Canada. Were there any positives of being gay in Korea?
I feel like to me it's easier because Korean culture, it's like pretty gay, you know.
What do you mean?
It's like they don't care about like guys putting makeup on or take care of their fashion, skin care.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you do that here, people might think, oh, he's gay, you know. But in Korea, it's kind of common, and I enjoy doing that, you know. So they don't really think that I'm like gay or something.
Okay.
So yeah, you know what I mean, you know.
Yeah, so in Korea you can enjoy your hobbies without people thinking that you're gay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Like
sense.
for example, wearing pink pants, you know, it's like kind of people think it's like stylish.
So here's a question for you. What advice would you give to young queer people living in Korea right now? What's something that you wish you had heard when you were younger?
I mean, probably you guys are really afraid of who you are, and probably you might think that's wrong. There's something wrong with me, but trust me, it's not. It's not your fault or anybody's fault. You're just born like that, and I think you should proud of yourself and try to be who you want to be. You know, there's nothing wrong, and yeah, I'm here to support you guys. So don't be afraid of.
Do you want to say anything in Korean to them?
Sure. 여러분은 혼자가 아닙니다. 저희가 항상 곁에서 응원하고 있고 많은 분들이 또 저희를 서포트 해주시고 응원해 주시고 있기 때문에 절대 뭐 슬퍼하시거나 가슴 아픈 일 있어도 항상 저희가 옆에 있다고 생각하시고 힘내시기 바랍니다. I love you.
Alright, last question. Do you wish any of your life experiences were different from the time you were born up until now?
I always saying this that if I wanted to born like 100 years later, you know, I thought it would be easier for me. But actually, I wanna be change the perspective of being gay. So that's why I'm doing this. You know, I'm kind of afraid of what if this video goes viral and my parents or family member watch this video, you know. But I think we have to go through this together, and I can't hide forever because it's not gonna change anything. So yeah, I don't wanna like complain that why I was born this such a bad time, but I don't wanna think about that. I wanna change it. So yeah, we can do it.
Awesome. Well, do you have a YouTube channel?
Oh yes, I have a YouTube channel.
What's it called?
It's called Rookie Canada Life. Subscribe my channel. I do vlogging, sometimes do challenge video, or like music video stuff. Yes.
I will link that video in the description for all of you guys
Yay.
to check out. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this discussion. And thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye!
Bye.